Have you ever wondered how our ancestors lived through the World War II up until our day of independence? Wonder no more. Be prepared for a life-changing literary adventure in the memoir If the Sky Were to Fall, an intergenerational journey of trials and tribulations in Malaya during and after the war by Gary Lit Ying Lung. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to the honorable judges. My name is Ashley Mara binti Ahmad KAMARUL BAHRIN and I'm from SMK Convent IPOH, code AEB 2048. Today, I would like to share with you a book that has changed my view of history forever. Published by Gerak Budaya in the year 2022, this book holds 310 pages with 18 exciting chapters altogether. It also includes a glossary and a short introduction before we begin. With pictures in every chapter, it makes for a very immersive reading experience, leaving nothing to the imagination. The author, Professor Gary Lit, allows the reader to experience the pains and the struggles of the war through the eyes of his late fathers, written in a personal narrative. If the sky were to fall, we shall use it as a comforter. This was a common saying among Cantonese folks back then, when faced with challenges. The author states that it reflected their resilient spirits and optimistic attitudes. It is written on the very first page, giving the reader a taste of that nationalistic feeling of love for Malaya and what's to come. The author spares no detail describing the characters of his story. His late father, Mr. Lit Kam Chong, was only one out of the hundreds of families that had fled their homes when they heard of the arrival of the Japanese army. During their displacement, they suffered the loss of basic necessities and two dear members of their families, including Po Chu, who died from disease in the jungle, being so far away from civilization and unable to get proper help, and Ling, who had to be given away to another family in exchange for food. This shows the reader how much the Malayans had sacrificed in the name of survival. They trudged through the unforgiving Tamil jungle with the threat of wild animals and getting caught in the crossfires between the two armies hanging over their heads. They finally found an empty cave, a cold, dark, yet safe haven that would be their home for the next year. Despite their food sources being scarce, they were still able to welcome two other families to live in the cave with them, along with their children, Phúc, Kyung, and his sister Yin. This shows the generosity of the Malayans despite the circumstances and the consequences. It also shows the readers of the human's capability to keep their spirits up in tough times. The author also talks more about Kyung's family and how badly they were affected during the arrival of the Japanese army. They were a few of the sole witnesses of the atrocities committed by General Yamashita's men against humanity. An example of these crimes would be the campaign Suk Ching and the Thai Burma Death Railway, causing the loss of many lives. Kyung wanted to feel a sense of justice for the people of Malaya. An ominous revelation by the author had revealed that Kyung had gone up the mountain to become a communist guerrilla. This was not a matter of ideology, but because he wanted to make an effort to protect the people of Malaya. This shows how desperate the Malayans were for change after years of cruelty. They were willing to put aside their political differences to join the communists in the fight for independence, showing the true spirit of nationalism. After the Japanese surrendered, the Malayans had thought that everything was finally over. Unfortunately for them, the British had other plans. The communist guerrillas had become increasingly aggressive towards the British, as they had believed in a Malaya that was truly independent. The British knew that most citizens would be helping the remaining members of the CPM and had decided that they needed to take control once more. Their solutions were concentration camps, or Sanchun, called New Village in English, that enforced strict prohibitions and punishments upon citizens once more. Despite the threat of the communists and the British, most civilians had decided to settle matters in more civil ways through peaceful protests, unions, and strikes, standing with solidarity with one another. One of my most favorite parts of the story was when the author's father would tirelessly help his neighbors in the new village and constantly reminded them of the importance of the indomitable human spirit. I thought it was a very touching moment indeed. Soon after that, the era of colonialism for Malaya would soon end, and our ancestors could finally sing their very own national anthem. With that, a new era of independence for Malaya would begin. I would definitely recommend this book for history lovers, or people interested in the history of Malaysia, as this book is incredibly detailed. I would also recommend this book to teens and young adults, as this book has many life lessons along with heartwarming and heart-stopping moments alike. It is certainly a must-read. Judges, as a citizen of Malaysia, this book meant a lot to me. It helped me see the sufferings that were endured and the sacrifices that had been made for us. It also helped me see that freedom is something that we have taken for granted in this day and age. Reading is a pillar of knowledge and imagination. Let us not let that pillar crumble. Thank you.